Hey everybody, it is a hot Friday afternoon and I had some epic plans to take you guys camping with a different vehicle I've always wanted to try out. But unfortunately that all fell through and I was feeling a little bit down and maybe thinking about not doing anything major at all or hanging out around here. But I remembered getting outside, doing any adventure is better than not getting out at all. So we have now one night to go explore a place in Wyoming I've always wanted to go. I think this is going to be kind of a little bit of a hidden gem, as I have spent far too much time on Google Maps scoping it out and looking at the lakes and the peaks in this area. We are going to turn this story around and use our minimal car camping setup in the Subaru Outback Wilderness to ensure that we're exploring and spending as much time outside, discovering new places, and not a ton of time packing up and dealing with the logistics of camping. So I will catch you tomorrow morning once we pack up the car for an early morning heading up north towards Wyoming. We're heading up north to the Medicine Bow National Forest right now. We just crossed into Wyoming, and I've been meaning to get up here for a long time, and I'm really excited to see it in person versus just on satellite views of maps. But we will catch you when we get up higher and we find a campsite. We just lucked out and got a beautiful campground right as some people are leaving. And usually we like to look for some dispersed spots, but since we have such limited time, we're trying to squeeze in as much as we can on a overnighter trip with like 2.5 hours of driving each way. We're gonna just do this campground because we're not gonna be searching for the perfect dispersed spot, going way out some Forest Service roads, realizing there's no good spots out there. So this works well. We got a beautiful spot. There's a little creek running through the campground. So we're gonna get ready to go do a hike and really check out this area, knowing we have a great camp spot to come back to later. We just made it to the trailhead heading up towards Medicine Bow Peak up here. And we figured for our first adventure up in this area, we might as well get to the highest point. I believe this peak sits just shy of 12,000 feet and should allow us to see this whole region that we've never been to, get that eagle-eyes view of everything we'll be exploring the next 36 hours. How's it going?
Good. I can see like 50 lakes.
They should not call it the Medicine Bow. They should call it the land of many lakes. We're just getting near the summit of Medicine Bow Peak, and this area is exceeding all expectations. Just the amount of lakes, these rugged peaks here, it really doesn't get any better, and the crowds have not been bad at all. It's definitely checking all of my boxes and is everything I wanted out of today. Snow! Summit time. Oh, that's really bad. I don't want to be sponsored by Doc.
Get the pretzel belly.
Too fast. Good one. My precious. We just got back down from Medicine Bow Peak, and what an incredible hike that was. I don't think I've ever done a better bang for your buck hike. I think it's only 4 miles and 1,200 feet of climbing, but the views of the entire Medicine Bow range here are just spectacular. You have more lakes than I could count, and you can really see like Rocky Mountain National Park in the distance, the plains of Wyoming up to the Wind Rivers up to the north of us. Really amazing hike, exceeded all expectations, like I said earlier. And originally we were planning on doing a longer loop to hit that peak, but I think I've slept like 8 hours in the last 3 days. We're both exhausted, so we just did the simple hike up to the peak and back, which was perfect for today. And now there's some clouds coming in. We got some Wyoming wind bringing some cool air in, and I think we're gonna take it easy, maybe do a little fishing and head back and chill at camp. We just made it to camp and we're gonna set up everything now. And to be honest, not much has changed in our setup since the few videos that we've made in the past. But if you're interested in seeing our minimal Subaru Outback Wilderness camping setup, we'll link it down below in the description. But the one thing that we have added is a little electric pump to pump up our air mattress, which is super convenient. It also is a little lantern and definitely been way better than using that bag and struggling when you first get to camp. Cheers. Wind River Peak. Look at all. Well, it is much colder than we expected here today. It's been the mid-90s at home, so we're not prepared in terms of layers, but we're making some steaks and some mashed potatoes and celebrating our, what's the summit? Medicine Bow Peak Summit. It is much windier than we like for some camping, especially with that cold air. So we're gonna make a nice meal here, sit by the fire and stay warm. Good morning, everybody. We are just waking up at camp, and it feels so good to wake up here. I'm just thinking back that we almost didn't come on any trip this weekend when our plans fell through, but waking up here kind of just resets everything, and this was the best move I ever made. We had a very chilly night last night because it was very windy and probably around 50 degrees, but we sat by the fire and we had the most glorious sunset that made it all worth it. It just seemed like the whole sky lit on fire last night, which was a perfect end to an incredible day. I'm just so thankful that we got away from home and got up to explore this new area. And it really goes to show, even when you just have one day and timing feels tight, it's always worth pulling the trigger and getting outside and doing that trip. For us, it's all about the things that we're doing here. That hike yesterday, the camping is just kind of the cherry on top and the thing that facilitates us being able to explore and see new places. And in the spirit of that, I'm about to pack up camp and go for a trail run for, I think, around 8 to 10 miles to meet my wife, Stephanie. And then we're gonna go do a little hike and try to find some good fishing up here in Wyoming. So should be an action-packed Sunday. I'm still allowing us to fit a ton in this morning before heading home. So I would say right now, with all that in store, this 36-hour adventure, single night is really shaping up to be an incredible one. Couldn't ask for a more beautiful morning trail run here. Haven't seen a soul. Already seen 2 different lakes, which is awesome, and I think we'll see at least 2 more. Again, this region, just such a bang for your buck in terms of lakes and views close to the trailhead and car. I'm almost to my rendezvous point, and there she is, Medicine Bow Peak from yesterday. I couldn't have asked for a better run. It's just glorious up here. You're in kind of the Alpine most of the way. More lakes than someone can count. So on top of the world, and about ready for that next adventure. Here she is. Hey.
Hey, you made it.
I just finished my run and did a really quick change of backpacks. And 15 minutes later, we're heading out on our final adventure of this weekend. It's awesome to be able to get the run in and then do something after. So this is gonna be our first fishing up here in the Medicine Bow area, which we're excited for. Let's get moving. Look at this.
Wait, there's more.
I know. We've just made it out here to the Gap Lakes, and I think we're maybe 2, maybe 3 miles at most from the car. And look at the size of this lake. We're right underneath all these peaks. We have some small glaciers here. And if this wasn't good enough, you get over this gap, and on the other side, the lakes just continue. This place is absolutely incredible. We'll be able to bust out that fishing rod soon, which is a good thing as the clouds are building early today, and it looks like we're gonna have some big thunder showers coming in. So time is of the essence. Let's get moving and get the fly rod out. The storm was building on this day, and unfortunately we only had 30 minutes of fishing before it started sprinkling, and we had to start heading back to the car to avoid being electrocuted. And in that 30 minutes, I failed at matching the hatch and catching a fish up here. What an incredible weekend we had overall. We fit so much into a single night of camping, and it just goes to show when you're on the fence of going out and doing something, always just go and do it and you will not regret it, and make some amazing memories like we did. As always, thank you for following along, and I will catch you on that next adventure.